So your cruise is almost over and the reality of returning to your regular life is beginning to set in. Disembarking your cruise is probably the saddest part of your vacation, but it doesn't have to be the most stressful. We spend so much time getting ready for our cruise that we sometimes forget to prepare for when our cruise is over. Hi, I'm Rocki and I love cruising, and in this video I'm going to answer some questions about how to smoothly end your cruise. If you have any additional questions or tips, please leave them in the comments below. Okay, let's get into it. You're in the long line waiting to disembark, but when you finally get to the front of the line and scan your key card or medallion to leave the ship, you are pulled to the side and told to go to guest services to settle your account. This can be so frustrating and somewhat embarrassing. If you use a cash deposit instead of a credit card for onboard purchases, don't forget to make sure your account is zeroed out before disembarking. If you leave less than $10 on your account, the cruise line will donate it to charity. Any amount over $10 will be mailed to you. Did you download your photos? Most cruise lines are shifting away from printing all the pictures and displaying them for you to review and purchase, and are instead allowing you to review them through your app while on board. If you want to purchase a picture, you pay for it through your onboard account or picture package if you purchased one, and then you can download the digital file. The key thing to remember is that once you disembark, your app will no longer work the way it did while you were on board, meaning you will have limited access and be unable to purchase and download photos or access any cruise-specific information. Did you play in the casino? I'm not a big gambler because my tolerance for losing money is very low, but I do enjoy spending a few hours each cruise on the slot machines in the casino. Each cruise line may differ a little in how their casinos operate, but for the most part, they work pretty much the same way. Some still allow you to use cash, but you will probably use your onboard account to pay to play. So don't make the mistake I made, which is to think that your casino bank balance will automatically be deposited into your online account. I was on a Carnival cruise and I used my onboard account to fund my casino bank account. This is done right at the slot machine. When I finished my gameplay, I still had a balance of about $100 in my casino bank. What I should have done, and what you should do, is to go to the casino cashier and cash out your casino bank. I disembarked the cruise and thought that my casino bank would automatically be figured into my onboard account. This was not the case. If you don't settle with the casino cashier before disembarking, your casino bank will be mailed to you in the form of a check weeks later. Did you secure ground transportation? In these rideshare times, you shouldn't have a horrible time finding transportation after your cruise. But if you're like me, you like to have these things planned ahead of time. Just think of how many people you will be competing with for rideshare, which means it will probably cost you more as well. Most cruise lines will offer ground transportation to the airport or city center as an excursion. It might cost a little more than an independent transportation company, but sometimes it can actually be cheaper. And depending on how familiar I am with my disembarkation port, the additional expense can be worth it. Do you have accessibility needs? Have you let the cruise line know? I was several cruises in before I realized that the cruise line has a process to help you coordinate disembarkation if you have accessibility needs. For example, if you rent a scooter from a company like Scootaround, your scooter might be delivered directly to your room, and you will be instructed to leave it in your room at the end of your cruise. This may leave you wondering how you will get from your cabin to your ground transportation. The cruise line will provide wheelchair service at disembarkation, but you should reserve it in advance. If you wait until the morning of disembarkation, you will probably have a very long wait. If you are not in a rush and are traveling with your own scooter or wheelchair, you may want to consider being one of the last to disembark, and I'll tell you why. What we usually do is leave our cabin so that we are not in our steward's way, and then go to the buffet and have a leisurely breakfast until the last call. Then we disembark, usually without having to wait for a crowded elevator or worry about taking up space with the scooter when everyone has luggage. If using cruise baggage, did you keep an outfit for disembarkation morning? Another thing that can be terribly embarrassing is having to disembark from your cruise wearing your pajamas because you forgot to leave an outfit unpacked. The night before disembarkation, your cruise line will give you instructions on how to handle your luggage. If you don't need help with your luggage and want to carry everything off yourself, you will usually be allowed to disembark first. However, most cruisers use the luggage service for their larger items, which requires you to place your suitcase in the hallway for the porters the night before disembarkation. When packing, it's easy to forget to leave out items for your morning shower and or outfit, but once the porters take your luggage, that's it. It can't be retrieved before you pick it up in baggage claim. Did you check your cabin safe and hidden areas? It's so easy to forget items locked away in the room safe or things that might have fallen behind the bed, curtain, or nightstand. Out of sight, out of mind. Getting items returned to you once you have disembarked can be an arduous process, so don't forget to give your cabin a good once-over before leaving. Have you considered an end-of-cruise excursion? Besides transportation from the port, many cruise lines are now offering disembarkation day excursions. These might be a good way to spend time if you have a really late flight, and it might even help to stave off some end-of-cruise blues. Another option is booking a day stay hotel. These are regular hotels that offer special rates for partial day stays. Most of these hotels allow day stayers to have access to the hotel amenities as well, so you can be relaxed and refreshed before your late flight. Do you have any other suggestions to make disembarkation easier or any other questions about the disembarkation process? If so, please leave them in the comments below. And please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.